Hello again. We will be including the letter R in our words today. Let's start with the word ran. R-A-N. R is R, A is A, N is N. Ran. Next word, red. R-E-D. R is R. E is E. D is D. Rip. R, I, P. R is R. I is I. P is P. And the last one, rot. R, O, T. R is R. O is O. T is T. So each of our words had a different vowel sound, but they were all short vowels. The short vowel sounds that we've covered so far. A, E, I, and O. Make sure that you have made and added the letter R to your alphabet. It's looking really good. We now have a lot of letters. And don't worry about the little lines that I have on my screen. You don't need them. They are there to help me when I'm setting up the animation. So let's have a think about some of the words that we use the letter R in. First word we're going to write is rag. R, A, G. So I need the letter G. Now, we haven't gone over this word, but you are getting really good at the work we're doing. So look at the letters and have a think about which words you would like to make when we finish this wee introduction, because we're going to be thinking about suffixes as well. So if I had more than one rag, which suffix would I need? Yep, suffix S. I'm going to put that away now that we've written the word rags. And think about it. Sometimes it can sound like Z, but we know to put an S because we're writing about more than one. So let's put that letter away, and we're going to change our word from rag to wrap. Not the wrap where you wrap a present, but the wrap where a poem can sometimes be set to music, and it definitely has a rhythm. Put the G away. Which letter will we need for wrap? The letter P. So, if it's an action, He raps really well. We have suffix S again. And if you are saying he is rapping, have a think. What will we need to do before we add the suffix ing? We double that P. Now, if we're doing this in school, we often have a moving letter and we move it backwards and forwards to show that it's there twice. But because we've been making these letters out of card that you have, like the inside of an old cereal box, we can have another letter P, and they can sit on top of each other in our alphabet. So, rap, we need 2. One of them to let us know what sound to say. One of them to keep our vowel sound short. We know to say ah if there's a double P. And then ing. I-N and G. He is rapping. Now I'm going to leave the rest of the words for you. You could perhaps try the letter T and see what word you come up with. You could also think about changing the vowel. How many words can you think of with I, or O? But for now, we are going to think about the number of consonant blends that use the letter R. Here we have a picture of a brush. Brr at the beginning. How would we write it? Well, brr is B, R, and then crane, cur. Cur is C, R. This time we have a dragon. Dr. Dr is D, R. Now, you can watch this part of the video, but you could also write those consonant blends with me and think about the sounds. Frog, fur. Fur is F, R. Graph, gr. Gr is G, R. And printer. Pr is P, R. So those are the consonant blends we'll be using that have 2 letters. But we have 4 consonant blends that use 3 letters. So let's start with screw. We can hear screw at the beginning. Screw is S, C, R. Skr. Then we have a spring. Spr. Spr is S. P. R. Are you thinking about what will be next? Now that arrow is pointing to the strap that's holding the case together. Stir. S. T. R. Stir. And the last one, our three little pigs, we can hear th and then r. So it's two sounds, but th needs two letters. So 3 letters all together. Thr is T, H, R. There. Now, if you're thinking, but I don't say the letter R quite like that, that's absolutely fine. Ask somebody you stay with to say those sounds to you. We're going to have a go at writing some of these words. Here we have pictures to remind us of the consonant blends that have 2 letters. We'll start with a word we've written already, ran. Take a look at the consonant blends and have a think about which words would use the A and the N, but also those consonant blends. The first one could be bran, bran. And then maybe we'll have a name, Fran. So we've written a capital F. And we mustn't forget gran. Another word that needs a capital. Ran, bran, fran and gran. Okay. Did you think of any others I didn't think of? Well done. Our next word, red. Okay, let's have a think. Now, I'm going to start with bread because this spelling has nothing to do with the bread that we eat. This is when you have an animal that you breed from to get baby animals. Bread. The one that we eat has a letter A in as well as the E, even though we can't really hear it. Next word, Fred. Another name. Red, bread and Fred. Okay, rip, drip and grip. And then we have a blend we haven't used yet. Primp. Primp, when you primp something, and you try to make it look that little bit flashier. Primp. And the last word to try adding these blends to is rot. And I really couldn't think of many words except grot. How did you get on? Now we're going to have a think about the consonant blends that use 3 letters. We'll use our sound circles to begin with to think about them. If we have the word scrap, we can hear s, k, r, a, and p. Scrap. So let's write it. Scr is S-C-R. App. There. And if we have a word like script, it starts in the same way. R, I, but then it has P and T. Script. So let's write it. Script. Scr, S-C-R. Then we could hear I, P, T. There. We've crossed that T. Script. Now the words we're writing will be using different number of consonants at the end. But you can use the sound circles. You can use your fingers as well to think about it. You could also use counters if you wanted to. Our next word is just what we can see in the picture. Spring. Spr, S-P-R, and then ing, I-ng. And that can be debatable. Some people will say, I can hear 2 sounds in ng. And some people say, no, there's just one, and my tongue is at the top of my mouth. Spring. You write it the way that suits you. And our next word is very similar, but this time it is sprang. Spr is S-P-R, and then or ng, if that's the way you say it. Strap. Str, S-T-R, and then A will be A and the letter P. Strap. But maybe you didn't have a strap around that case. Maybe you used string. Str, I-ng. Cross the T and dot the I. Was your tongue right at the back of your mouth? String. But it would need to be very strong string. So our next word is strong. is S-T-R. O is O. And that sound where our tongue is right at the top of our mouth is N-G. But if you say it, you hear both sounds. The very last one uses it as well. Throng. Lots of people. And the consonant blend, 3 letters, but 2 sounds. Th, where our teeth are on our tongue, and r, throng. But there will be lots of words that you can write. When we get to the stage of really getting the hang of listening for sound and then writing the letter that you need, spelling gets a lot easier. Suffix S. We are going to add it to each of these words. To practice, just add. Because this suffix and that little line there remind you that we're talking about a suffix, doesn't have a vowel at the beginning. That's what'll make it. Just add. So let's practice just adding it. Rips. And then something that rots or drips, like a really annoying tap that might drip, drip, drip. Cramp when your muscles really hurt. String, strings, and scraps. If somebody scraps something, they don't need it. Scraps. Let's go over them again. Rips, rots, drips, cramps, strings, and scraps. So our just add suffix is really quite straightforward. But how about suffix ing? It has a vowel at the beginning. And we need to think about the doubling rule. If a word has a short vowel sound, it needs a double wall. So, same words, but have a go at writing them, adding suffix ing, and thinking about, will I need to double or won't I? You can pause the video and come back when you're ready. First word, rip, ripping. That was mean of me, wasn't it? I've got rid of the prompt. You have a think. Ripping. There. How did you get on? Did you double the P so that we had one to tell us what sound to say and one to make sure we said a short vowel sound? Rot. That's the next word. Write it and then come back to me. Or maybe you've written it already whilst I chat. Rotting. again. There was only one T at the end of rot, so I doubled it. Rotting, because I was adding a suffix that began with a vowel. And because rot has a short vowel sound. And so does drip. Dripping. Different consonant, but it still needed to be doubled. How about if our word is cramp? Cramping. My muscles are cramping. It already had two consonants after that vowel. Cramping. So we didn't need to double. String. If you're stringing things together. We didn't need it again because we had two consonants after that short vowel sound. And scrapping. We did double. We needed to, so that when we're reading it, we know to say a short vowel sound. Look at that. We needed to double in ripping, rotting, dripping and scrapping. To make sure that the person reading knew exactly what to say. How did you get on? Don't worry if you had any wrong, because we will be putting in lots more practice with other words in other lessons. Thank you for joining me.